Give me the beat and the mic, give me the freedom to write, give me the vision to see my demons and beat them at night, give me the pen and the pad, give me a couple of stands, give you a percentage, but I'm taking them all in the bag, give me definitive and unlimited amount of people loving me and call upon everybody who came before me and tell them to come and check me with whatever they smoking, man, I'm sick, but I think you know that already. You call me evil, but how would you know it unless you live it already? You think you're better, right? Cause nobody's seen what you've done in the dark, but if I put your life in this light, you would crumble and fight to survive or die, but bitch, I fucking knew that already. I ain't special, but I specialize in making you feel especially stupid for judging a human while you sit at home and the whole world can't watch what you're doing or follow and hate all your movements. I ain't complaining, but I know the people who do it are sicker than me, and I'm sick of the fights I lose it. Yeah, you think you know me cause you double tap on a picture. I hate the fact that you judge me, it's driving me crazy, so when it's too deep I say fuck it and drown in some liquor. I write these verses in blood, I got chapters for dates, and my heart is a biblical scripture. And I ain't a prophet, but I can predict that you'll never catch happiness till you the picture. So please continue to laugh. If I'm a clown, you a circus act, but now rap it's in a surgeon's mask. Cause I place every syllable in a deliverable fashion from first to last, and cut back with the message that hit it in melody, making them think and ask. If I was the one on the table pushing, giving birth to rap, maybe it was me, maybe you.
Hello. Welcome to the asylum.
Yeah.
This is a rescheduled show from last week. Unfortunately, me and Kieran couldn't make it, so we had to reschedule. Joining us tonight, as always, is Kieran and Lulu. And
yeah.
his special guest, Mr. Blazin himself, Steve.
Hi.
How are you doing?
All right.
All right.
He's all right, isn't he?
I can see Tag Master General is in at the moment.
Mr.
Deep's going ham.
Okay, so why don't we start with a little buffet? Go on then, Steve.
Right then.
Oh,
Should be doing that at my age. I've got the Vapor SO Gen 200 with the iTank 2 on top. With that, I've got some Rabbit Radon. Lovely. The Vapor SO Lux XR Max. That's the one I've got. Inside of that, I've got some Black Rose Elixirs Madados.
Midados.
And then I've got the Hell Vape Fusion R with some Black Rose Elixirs Black Bess inside, which is very nice. And that is me. Kieran, what are you vaping on, sir?
Well, mine was a bit of a rush because I've not long been home from work. So I've got my trusty Cross Free Nano. In that, I have some of my own salts, the HOusE. I have my Cross Free with some of my own salts again, Air. I have my AMBPP mod from AP Mod. PP. In that, I have some of the King's Shamrock OG.
Yum yum.
what is the flavour profile of that?
It's like a mint choc chip.
Oh, right, okay.
And
Custard.
lastly, I have my Ethos Borrow. In that, I have some King's ETOG. But that is me. Baby Lewis.
I've only got 2 on the go today. They're both my Cross, so I don't get told off. Cross
Well done.
3 nanos. In one of them, I have some Clotted Dreams strawberry, and in the other one, I have some undisclosed salts.
Unclosed.
Unclosed, not open,
Unclosed.
closed.
Closed salts.
What are you on the dear Lucky?
Okay.
Well,
hello,
I am on Cross Free Zenith with some rhubarb and custard, brutal salts.
Nice.
Brutal. I am on
Freedom.
the Dot Pod with some pink sours by Kieran. Hamster's falling off the wheel again.
We're not going to have this again, are we?
I am also on.
There he is.
I'm also on the Target 80 with the iTank 2 with some of the new bubblegum Bubblegum King.
Bubble what?
Bubblegum.
Bubblegum.
Someone
Bubble
look at
gum
that bad
King
boy.
by
Bubble
Dr.
gum.
Vape.
Is it a bit salty?
Little bit. And then I am on one of them as well.
Yeah.
One of them.
Yeah. Well, then.
With some Black Bass.
Ooh,
My
Black
it's
all-day-
nice. It's
all-day
nice.
vape.
I nearly
Who's
cried
just
earlier
found
on because
hot?
my Nevermore ran out earlier in the van. I nearly cried.
And we should say hello to some people. We don't. We're not as professional as Laid Back Vape Show. We do not have a buffer for this yet. So
Butter.
No, I've got to tap the
Okay.
man up at the top there.
it's a Mr. Deke Duffy.
Evening.
Blazin's here.
Hello.
Hello, Blazin.
More Deke Duffy. Someone called Factions.
Fuck no.
Mr. Intense. Yeah. Hanny. Good evening,
Good
Hanny.
evening, Hanny.
Free Rider Vapor.
Evenings.
Couple of Facebook users.
Someone said I sound posh.
You
Who's
do a little
that?
bit.
No, I don't.
Free Rider
All right.
Vapor. I think I've done. I don't know. Craig D.
Do.
Facebook user, and it's.
R.
I think that Facebook user might be Jay, because underneath he said he's using bubbles.
Bubbles.
Bubbles. I named his. He sent me a message last night, and he names all of his devices. And he sent me a message saying, "Name this device." I was in the bath, and I went, "Oh, bubbles." So now he's got a very gay sounding mod. Bless him. So we are joined by Steve. So we want to know a little bit more about Steve. How did you get into the vaping industry to start with? I think I've probably heard this before, but I'd like to hear it again.
Into the industry or just vaping in general? Don't know.
Just into vaping. Yeah.
It's vaping. I mean, it's been 2016, the end of. Me and Mrs. are just not through money or health reasons. We just thought, fuck it, we can't be arsed with smoking anymore. So we went into town and went to a local vape shop, but they were the typical ones where, how many did you smoke? How many did you want? Right, you want that? Not like what you need, just like
you wanna use
can have that. And then we were,
90 quid.
spending the typical thing, coughing your knackers up and not enjoying the flavours and that. So we ended back up on the fags. And then the following year, we were up at the NAC going to, well, it wasn't a Lego show, but it was the equivalent of it. And as we were coming out, kept seeing these signs saying, no vaping beyond this point. And I thought, well, why are they putting that up? And then went around the corner and it was the Vapor Expo was on. I was like, they do, expos, for vaping. So I thought, all right. And following day, me and Mrs. went into town, went to a different shop, spoke to someone who listened to what we needed and everything else like that. And that was it. Got back onto vaping and I haven't looked back since. It's where my missus has still got the same two mods, same two tanks, like years later, and then I've slightly got carried away. Smoking is vaping is obviously cheaper than smoking. And and then must have been the following year after going through the expos. I thought, well, I'll give the old YouTube a go. It wasn't like to any other reason. It was just like I didn't know where to look for liquids or what was what and that. And so I was ever going on YouTube and looking at liquids and stuff like that. And I thought, well, I'll have a go doing that. So got the old phone out and started having a go. And then years later, I spent about $2,000 worth of equipment on the channel. And then managed to get into the live shows probably about 18 months afterwards through being in the 3 Men in a Vape Show chat and speaking to Gaz. And Gaz invited us on, and then that was it. I haven't looked back for lives. It's joined the Layback Vape Show and then back 2 weeks later, joined Nuvs. And so it's been a roller coaster ride ever since. It's saved my my sanity, because I've got made when it went down to lockdown, got made redundant and this, that, and the other, and didn't have much to do. So I think if it wasn't for the fact of doing live shows and reviews and that, I think I would have been in an actual asylum, I think. But
yeah, that's the whole reason I started like taking pictures and stuff for Instagram. It's just sheer lack of boredom through lockdown. It wasn't like I'd seen promoters and stuff before all over Facebook, and never really appealed to me because I was like working in vape shops, so I was having to do Instagram for the shops and stuff. And then once lockdown hit and I was at home all the time, I was just like, we've got to do something. So I just started doing my own Instagram, just taking pictures of what I had. And it's just built from there.
Yeah, but it's been a good thing, because the amount of people I've met through doing this is ridiculous.
And people you wouldn't normally meet.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's
because when you're a smoker, you don't go up to people and go, "Oh, what cigarettes are you using?"
Oh, you're a Marlboro today. Yeah.
Let's have a go.
Yeah,
Can I have a toe?
tastes like mine. Oh, fucking shit. But yeah, so no, it's been good. Like you said, it met that many people because of doing shows like this and Zoom chats and that. I know so many people. So when you go to the expo, it's not like feeling all shy and recluse about talking to somebody. It's almost as if you've known them for ages, which I think it's a really good community.
I still thought you were taller than you were.
Yeah, everyone says that for some reason.
You say he's massive. He's massive.
Massive.
Yeah,
that
honestly,
way.
when he come up and said hello to me, I was like, "Fuck's that?" And then I was like, "No, it's Steve." I was like,
"Is he kneeling
"Where's the
down?"
rest of
No, he's
him?"
not. Yeah.
His missus shrunk him in the wash.
Yeah.
But,
I was like, he looks so much taller in his videos, but he's not stood up, so I don't get how.
He's on one of them pump chairs, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a new.
His legs are doing that under.
Yeah. It's like, but you will notice during the night that because my chair's slowly going down like that, I need a new one. Not. But yeah, it's surprising how everyone. I don't think I'm small. It's just everyone else is really tall.
Everybody else is just putting grow bags.
Yeah, it's like the last expo before lockdown. I met Grim Green and Kent, Twisted Messes. And I thought they were like my sort of height and that. And I went and stood next to them to have a photograph. And they were both up here. And I was like, fuck's sake, is anyone my size? And then I saw Vic and Mark Solo. And I thought,
Vinny.
God, yeah, so thank fuck for that.
Dear.
I think my mum's your height.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, leave his height alone now. Give him a complex.
I think it's because I'm getting older that I'm getting smaller. That's what it is.
Gonna be this
Yeah,
big.
my mum shrank.
Start shrinking.
Yeah. Well, I'm 48 in a couple of weeks' time, so I think by the time I'm 60, I'm gonna be about 5 foot. I think. Shrinking. Little fella.
It's good as well. Like obviously with expos and stuff like that, when you're doing shows and stuff. I mean, obviously we've started before it all, and you see everybody's names popping up in chat, and actually finally being able to put a face to those names was good.
Yeah. But
I didn't
it's
meet
like,
anybody.
yeah, but it's like what we said before. If you see us at the expos, come over and say hello. But if they come over and go, "All right, I'm Dave," we'll go,
Well, Dave.
and they'll go, and they'll say the name from chat, and you're, for fuck's sake, that's who you are then.
Yeah, you got to give us the name from chat, otherwise we don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah. But
There was a couple of people that come over to me and they were like, "Oh, said their name," and I was like, "Yep, no bloody idea who you are." Then they said like their Instagram name, and I was like, "Now I know who you are." Helpful, thank you.
That's 7'4".
He's on one today, isn't he?
Yeah, this is a bit. It is like that.
Andy Crothers, I used to be 6'1", now I'm 5'11". Told you, getting older and smaller. That's the thing. It's but at least I'm taller than my mum and my sister, so that's good when I go and see the family. So I'm actually, and my wife's a little bit smaller as well, so I feel quite tall then.
Walking
I
tall
felt
next
like
to
a
the wife,
giant.
Yeah. Well, it's like because I'm really into my ice hockey, and before the last game I went to, my mate who I normally go with, he's 6'4", and we bumped into a lad we used to work with who's 6'4", and he was with his wife and her sister were both around 6'3", 6'4", and I did feel like a hobbit standing in front of them four. It's like, for fuck's sake, I had to go in a couple of the stairs just to try and film.
Yeah, can we stand over here, please? Why? There's a couple of steps that I can stand on to be your height.
Yeah, I'm only little.
So I've been doing a couple of questions, as you know, on the Laid Back Vape Show Facebook page in the mornings. One of them that I've done is if you had money wasn't an object, budget wasn't an object, what is the one device you think you would definitely purchase? New or old? You know, could be an older mod that people have forgotten about, or
well, I mean, I've got a clone version.
I've got a clone version of it, but you'd like the original.
I'd like the original of the Rig Pig. So I've always liked that. It's obviously not an original. Taken. I got it up for Dean, the vaping biker. He sent me that over, but so I'd like the original one of that because there's a part missing to it because you can unscrew that and put your own tank or whatever on top, but he couldn't find it. So, but yeah, I wouldn't mind one of them. I mean, I don't know. I've seen that many over the years that I can't really, because I'm like sort of 1 minute it's like, oh, I've got to really get my minute that, then that comes out and oh, I've really got to get on that one, and so
Shiny-itis.
That's the trouble with me. I'm kind of.
I know someone else that's got shiny-itis.
Who? Who's that? Baggins?
No, Baggins shouts at me.
Especially when you get on the phone to me and I'm talking about stuff.
Oh, you seen this one? What about this one? No, you're
about
not
you?
having it.
What about you, Lulu?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if there's any mod I'd really, really want. I can't think of it. There was an old mod that I really, really liked, but I can't remember the fucking name of it.
So we've got someone in chat has put what they would. Oh, not Nightbot.
Nightbot's decided, have they?
Vindicator 21.
Yeah.
Kennedy. What about you, Kieran?
Do you know what I'd love to get hold of again? The original Noisy Cricket.
I could have got you them about 6 months ago. The guy who made my mods, he had a box full of them.
I used to love that little mod.
They were really good little mods, actually, weren't they?
I remember when I first bought it, I had to sign a disclaimer.
Yeah, you did it. You did back then. Some shops would make you.
Really?
Especially Max. Yes, they used to. Some shops. So you couldn't go back to them and go, "Oh, bro, my hand off. It was your fault."
Could go back and go.
It's your problem.
I used to have,
You sold me this, and I didn't know what I was doing.
I used to have 2 hands and 10 fingers.
For me,
Yeah,
I don't know. I've been quite
there's
lucky.
nothing. I mean, I can't even see anything at the moment that's on the horizon coming out. That
Yeah, there's
No.
nothing that's like eye-catching at the moment.
I am looking forward to the new 80 watt or the new Target. I'm looking forward to that.
Is there a new one of them coming out?
I think so. Yeah, there's a new the Gen's just come out now with the iTank 2 on it. So I think they're doing like a similar thing with the Target. I don't know if it'll be any different. I just like to see it. Other than that, I think I've been pretty lucky in most things that sort of caught my eye. I've managed to get, and I don't. Yeah, he's right. I don't need any more mods, but The problem's real.
Yeah. I think I need more mods because I seem to have more tanks than mods than anything really. Or...
Yeah, now you need mods to put them tanks on.
Hmm.
This is the thing.
It's
Don't listen to him. Kurt's a bad influence.
yeah.
Who said that?
Tell me about it.
Who said I'm a bad influence? Is that you?
You.
I'm not a bad influence. Ask Dean.
He's not- Well, that's probably the worst person to ask if you're a bad influence or not.
Yeah, I needed more storage. That's why we moved to a house. Now I've got an office.
And he still needs more room.
Now I'm filling that office.
Yeah. I think it's an industrial unit next, isn't it?
No, I just think I'm going to get myself a shop. I'm not going to sell nothing. I'm just going to have a shop.
Just have it all on display in a shop.
Yeah.
Oh, how much is that? I'm not selling it.
Nah.
You can just look at it.
Yeah.
You shouldn't even be in here.
It's display only. I did the dumb thing. I think a couple of expos ago, me and the wife walking around, and there was one stall, and it just had all these glass cabinets, like the desktop ones and the stand-up ones. I thought, well, you're not selling much over there. I thought it was a bit silly. And she goes, no, you deaf twat. He's selling the actual display units. You fucking...
Yeah, I think I was there at that expo, and I was like, why is he? Why would you be here selling cabinets?
Yeah.
But then you think shops, business to business day.
Yeah. But the thing was, they only have one business to business day, so it's not like
Yeah, but
a lot of shops come round on a Saturday.
But they were on the red carpet, so it's like not even a cheap.
Yeah, so it's not as if the average Joe's going to go, now should I buy a tank, a mod, some juice, or now I'm going to buy myself £850 glass display cabinet.
So I could display all my mods at home.
Yeah. It's like, fucking hell. But yeah, man, I thought about opening my own shop. I did have my own online shop for a little while, but that didn't quite work out. But I always fancied my own physical shop because where I live, probably about if I'm lazy, it's 1 minute in the car. But if I decided to walk, it's not even 10 minutes. It's a small high street, but it's quite busy with loads of traffic going through, and it's quite a busy route. And because where I'm on like a new estate, and there's a few different ones around me, and the amount of people that you see around Rugby now are more vapors and smokers.
Cool, you're only an hour away from me.
And but I thought, well, if I could open a shop there, I reckon it'd do really well because you've got all them houses there. Otherwise, you're gonna have to either drive or get the bus into town to the local vape shop. And I thought if there's 1-2 minutes down the road from everybody, it'd do really well. But it's obviously having the money to open a shop and getting that space.
Getting more and more expensive. It's getting more and more expensive to be able to do it.
As a basic, I've looked into it, and you're looking 10 to 12 grand
easily, just for stock.
Just as for like stock and to get a basic shop up and running.
Yeah, but there's a guy, Big D Vapes. He's got a couple of shops up north. He's done really well, and he said if I ever get around to think about opening a shop, he'd give me some advice because he's got a proper business mind, head on him. So he'd help me out, sort of setting up and stuff like that. But
yeah, it's good to have people like that around you that are willing to help you out.
Yeah.
But like you say, it's the funding of like 10.
Getting started. Yeah.
They make you spend money though.
Who does?
People that are around to help out.
Well, yeah, they do. You're right there.
Yeah, especially if you hang around with that bloke called Kurt.
Sorry.
Yeah, he makes me spend lots of money. I've started now. I've started with an online store. I've got some stock in. I've got quite well. I think as a startup, not too bad. Got 4 different Vapor SO devices, 3 different Oxfords, a range of RTA, RDA, sub-ohm, and then I've got obviously the pods and the coils to go with it. It did cost quite a bit just to outlay and buy like a few of each sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, what I did when I started mine, I signed up through I think they're called JM Wholesale in Leicester.
Yeah, I done that.
And just did drop shipping the whole lot. But it was
Yeah,
I was paying out more a month than I was making.
Yeah,
And
I
then-
don't know for a bit.
Yeah, and then when you look at the prices other people are selling stuff for, you're thinking, well, I've literally had to buy, the wholesale price, and then take off all the bits and bobs and that, and then still have enough to make a bit of profit. But then you kind of think some people are selling them at near enough wholesale price, just a couple of quid on top, cheap postage, and then I thought, well, how the fuck can I, compete with that?
Some of this is the problem. Some of them you can't.
No. I'll say no with like Evolution and eSig One and a few others. You've just got no chance.
See, the problem with eSig One and Evolution, it's the newer mods. As soon as they get them in, they do them at a reduced price. So you can't, because of the amount they get in, because of the amount they buy in, you as an online shop or as even like a bricks and mortar shop, you can't compete with that price.
No.
So it does make it harder for everybody else when they, because like you're told by your wholesalers and that this is the recommended retail price. This is what you've got to sell that mod at, and then you've got the likes of Evo and that selling them as definitely Phil. Completely agree. Never stretch yourself if you can't. Just get the basics. But yeah. When they do stuff like that, it makes it harder. It makes it harder for the little man to be able to sort of make a living.
It's also difficult, obviously, the industry we're in as well. You've got to try and keep your stock current to what's current at the time, sort of thing. So
keeping on the curve.
Yeah, because when I probably first started going to vaping in Rugby where I lived, there was a really good store, Mr. VP. The guy who ran and owned it, he also did a lot of written reviews for magazines and stuff. But I think the trouble is with him, all this hardware he was getting in was stuff that he knew was good, that he quite liked. And then he had a decent round of juices. It was a good little shop because I was still getting into, when I first got into RDAs or about starting a channel, I used to go on my days off, sit there, have a coffee, having a good chat with him, and he was really good. And then probably about a year after that, then about a minute walk from him, a Flawless opened with all the brand new, a whole wall of mods and tanks and a whole wall of juice and that. And then he just couldn't compete with that because there's a lot, bigger choice there for them, and he ended up closing down, which is a real shame. But he, like you said, he wasn't keeping up with the modern days. Like just because you like it and you think it's good, Joe Bloggs, who just wants a mod or hasn't got shiny itis like this, isn't going to go in and buy that. They're going to buy, like a smock mod or something like that. But it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just down the road. Rugby. Yeah, obviously you can tell from my accent I'm not from Rugby originally.
It is the problem because, obviously these smaller people they can't compete with stuff like that. And it's a shame because normally the smaller shops are the better shops.
The smaller ones are the ones that are more likely to spend half hour, an hour talking to you. I mean, I witnessed it when I went in to see Phil and that in the vape hut. The amount of time Phil spends with his customers is, you don't get that in your bigger chain stores.
Yeah.
He will sit there and he will work with that customer to work out what's right with them. And if they want something that he doesn't think is going to be right for them, he won't sell it to them because they're going to come back and complain.
Yeah. So you need shops like that, really, especially when you're thinking about quitting that, you don't want to go in and suddenly they go, right, you want that and you want that, because it's not gonna work. They're not gonna like it, and then they're just gonna go back in the fags.
Did you manage to go into the vape shops in Plymouth when you went down to Plymouth that day, Kieran? No. See, if you would have been shocked with like the service in those shops. It's abysmal.
That's the thing. It's
they're not, but some of them aren't even chains. Do you know what I mean? Some of them are just independents, but they just don't take any time.
There are far too many out there that have got into it because it's a cash cow.
Yeah, and the thing is, they've got into it, and then they've just chucked people in their shops that are kids, or well, I don't say kids, but like teens, which are
youth.
Don't know how.
Disposable.
But not even that. But they just don't know how to talk to customers or like interact with the customer. Do you know what I mean? So you go in and they don't even say hello to you for a start. I think that's the bit for me. That's in a vape shop. That's like the biggest like turn off. I would just be like, no, I'm not gonna buy from here.
Yeah,
if you can't even acknowledge my existence, well, I'm not going to spend my money in here.
Yeah, I mean, because
if you're dealing with somebody though, it's just a matter of, oh, you're right, mate. How you doing? I'll be with you in 2 seconds.
Exactly, that's all you need.
Yeah.
Just a
hello
or an acknowledgement.
Yeah, especially if you're thinking about quitting smoking and taking up vaping, and then you look inside a shop or you go inside and they're not very welcoming, or you're saying that you're not going to go in and that. Whereas if someone goes, oh yeah, I went in this shop last week and they were so friendly, they helped me out, something rotten, and then it's word of mouth and that you can get a bit more business. It's what you mean. I mean, especially like you hear like the horrors of some vaping stories and that, and you think, well, that's why, because they're probably bought from a shop who doesn't give a shit about your what you need and your personal safety. They've just, there you go, have that and go.
Yeah. And I completely agree with this comment. Those little shops are where you find those hidden gems. And
go on, mate.
9 times out of 10, it's someone that really, really wants to be there, really, because it's their own business. They want to be there. They want to make it work. So they are going to spend more time talking to you. They are going to make sure you're getting what you actually need rather than something you think you want. Yeah. That when I was in shops, that's exactly how I was. I very much like Phil. Sometimes I'd spend an hour with a customer and they wouldn't buy anything, but they came back.
Yeah.
And then they spent. Do you know what I mean? So it's all about just like it's treating everyone how you would want to be treated is just the biggest difference.
Yeah, but in shops like that, especially when they decide to go, right, I've been on a pod kit for a while, but I want to go on to something that takes, a couple of 18650 batteries, they need to be taught battery safety. Because I was on a show with a guy a couple of years ago, and he used to work at a vape shop, and he said he had this woman come in who hadn't bought this from him, but from another vape shop, just a bit of curiosity. She comes and goes, is it right for my mod is getting really hot and smoking sometimes and that? So he's opened the mod up, and what she's doing, she's got a battery tear on a battery, so she's taken the wrap off it. So both batteries that were in a mod were just like the bare metal, and it's like he said he felt like just grabbing the batteries and chucking that door because he thought they were going to go fucking thermal. It's just like fucking scary.
The amount of times I've taken batteries off of people and told them they'd have to buy some new ones. I mean, like torn wraps, beaten up mods. Because in the shop I worked in, we didn't provide like battery wraps or anything, so it wasn't like I could change the wraps for them.
That's good, yeah, it's true.
True, but when you're someone like Phil, I bet you've got customers coming from all over.
Just
see
to
his
see
beautiful
that
little face. Yeah.
I think it's ideally what I mean, because my wife vapes as well. We both said that if we ever had the money and the place to do it in is open like a joint shop where one side be the vape shop, then the other side's like a cafe or coffee shop. How do we say it in rugby? A coffee shop, because she loves all that sort of thing. And I thought, well, if you've got a coffee shop and a vape shop, And if you ever need to sit down with someone for a little while and that, you could go and grab them a coffee and something, sit down and that, and have a proper relaxed environment.
It's customer service, isn't it? So if you've got that environment, I mean, the people that manufacture my juice, I took a day out and I went up there to see them a little while ago, and we went into one of their shops and it was like that. So you walk in, down one side it was all units, all mods and stuff, well, all juice and that down one side, and like a big coffee shop area. And then the other side, it had all of the mods and that all in glass cabinets, loads of tables and that laid out. And you can just sit down there, have a coffee. The amount of people I see come in, have a coffee, sit there, have a vape. Oh, I'm running out of coils. Boom, go and get some.
Yeah.
And like you say, Steve, you can sit down with the customer then.
Yeah.
The cost of making them a cup of coffee is worth pennies to a business like that, because you're buying the stuff wholesale anyway.
Yeah.
You make them a tea, you make them a coffee, you sit down with them for 20 minutes, half hour. That way you've got them coming, they'll come back.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's why that shop I used to go to before it closed down. That's why I kept going back to him, because he would, unless the shop was busy, he would physically spend the time, you know, teaching me stuff, sitting down with me, you know, get a coffee and whatever, and talk through. So because of that sort of level of customer service, I mean, there was like a few other vape shops in the town, but I always went back to him because I knew I'm going to get what I need, what I need, and that I'm going to get the service. Yeah. Yeah,
you get the help that you need for it. Yeah.
And whereas you go around the corner to the Flawless and all the staff look like they want to top themselves, it's just like, you don't want to go in there, do you? So it's, you know.
I don't know whether it's still there, and I don't know if there's anyone from Barnsley watching, but there was in Barnsley, there was a vape bar. So it's like a pub, but like they let you vape inside. It was like, you know, that was quite cool. But I don't know if they sold devices and stuff. I'm not sure. I think they did it originally and then phased that out.
Yeah, I mean, where I used to live, literally the other side of the road, there used to be a pub. But that was a really cool community type pub that they let you vape in there. You know, if you're sitting at the bar or in your seat, you let you vape, as long as you're not sitting down there with the mech chucking out clouds and you're respectful to everyone else. Then they just let you vape in there, which is really good. I used to like that. And then obviously it was my wife counted it. It was 110 yards from door to door, so that's why we kind of like going in there. But,
staggering distance.
So, any of you guys got some questions for Steve?
No.
What do you mean?
No.
Got to be something. All right, what's your? Go on, Kerry.
Steve, obviously, a juice. Those that watch you on a Monday night, and obviously have seen tonight as well, you've always got the Cyber Rabbit Radon.
Yeah, Radon.
Is there any other juice, past or present, pre-TPD, post-TPD, that you'd like to see again?
Something tickled your pickle.
No, because I mean, it's normally with me. I sort of go from juice to juice, so it takes something. I don't say special, but it's just a certain one that will grip my interest, and then that's it, sort of thing. I mean, sometimes I'll, for example, I'm not saying I will do with this juice. I could think, oh, this is the dog's bollocks, and then a month later, I don't vape it anymore, and I'm onto something else. So, I mean, I don't know what it is about that stuff, but that's my go-to juice at the moment. But I tried that many juices, but it's almost like that infinite search for that. Like all day vape, all day, you know, all day vapes and that. But I think some of the juices that are coming out nowadays are getting better and better than the choices when I first started vaping.
There's two at the moment I keep switching between. They're by the same company. For my like daily, I'll use it on and off pretty much all day long. Is either Black Bess or Nevermore at the moment. Those two have really gripped me. And then I've got other ones that I use like intermittently, like Dr. Vapes. Quite a few of those I quite like.
Yeah.
And this brutal rhubarb and custard is lovely. So I've got a few now.
Yeah, I mean, because I've always been a direct lung vapor and never mouth to lung. I'm getting myself into mouth to lung now, and I've had different Nick salts in pockets and that, but kind of like, I don't know, not put me off, but kind of like, oh, I don't really want to do that. But since I've been having Black Bess, I don't know. That's I think that's going to be my go-to Nick salt at the moment, because it's
It's a hard one to beat, Black Bess.
I mean, because you do hear people going, "Oh, this is fantastic juice," but you obviously taste is subjective. But someone could say this is that to dog's bollocks of juices and that. You try it and it's like, eh. And then vice versa, I suppose. But it's yeah. So there's that many out at the moment. Like I'm trying. Like we were saying the other night, I'm trying to get myself into more tobacco-y juices. And I mean, I'm not saying it just because the little fella's just in there in the window, but I am really liking that at the moment. I've got the Max, but in my other pod, I've got some.
Although it does smell awful.
Yeah, done it.
That's all right, huh?
It is beautiful, even though I've said it before and I'll say it again. It stinks, but I love it. We've had a question. Favorite sausage? Mine has to be a Cumberland.
Kieran's.
A jumbo sausage.
Only at Expo.
Jumbo sausage.
What goes on at Expo stays at Expo.
Brathurst.
Bratwurst.
See, I quite like myself a pork and apple.
Oh no, caramelized onion, and I can't remember what else is in it. They're really good.
We have had another Black Rose brought up. So permanent free for Dean now is Dr. Vapes, the blackcurrant candy floss or sours, King's Custard Shamrock salts, and the Black Rose Camilla.
Is Camilla the one that's
tiramisu? The coffee, and tiramisu.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I tried it. It's
you've got to like coffee and you've got to like desserty ones for
So saying that, going back to juices and that, when I first started vaping, there was a really nice Boston cream donut that I liked all the time. But who made it and this, that, and the other? No, I have no idea. But it could be one of them juices that someone goes, "Oh, I managed to track down and got you a bottle." I could vape it and go, you know what I mean? So
I used to love the old Just Jam. The original.
Yeah, there's blueberry tart. I think I did they? Blueberry jam tart, I think.
And then they just changed it. And I was like, yeah, this is shit. But also, when I first started vaping, my go-to was Dodo Berry by Zeus.
Death by Bunny by Zeus was my go-to when I first started vaping.
Yeah, but they changed them.
Black Reloaded.
Pre-TPD, Death by Bunny was gorgeous.
Yeah, see, pre-TPD, Dodo Berry, when it was in the little 30ml bottles and it actually was like a tingy purple, was insane. Tried it now, and it's shite.
But you know where they got Dodo Berry and the other one from, the blue Dimpleberry. They were just their take on Heisenberg and Pinkman. That's all that was.
Didn't somebody buy out Zeus Juice?
Yeah, they were bought out a while back.
And
I'm not sure who bought them out, but yeah, they were bought out
because they've just got a new range come out, haven't they? Zeus Juice.
Yeah.
It's
not bad. It's not bad. Some of them are not bad. Some of them are a bit meh.
Yeah, I used to like their Vermilion. That's the one I did like for a while.
Vermilion, yeah, that was the right one.
Cherry Menthol, Vermilion, wasn't it?
Yeah.
See, I never liked Strip Hacks.
Fair enough.
It's just a case in point. Everyone's got different opinions, different.
I do
taste
think though that
styles.
when Paul Curtis first made that Zeus juice, he put crack in there.
Yeah, something.
I've been trying to get hold of five pawns. I've been trying to get hold of some
Pawns.
myself. I know Kieran's got a bottle of the expensive liquid crack stuff.
5 pawns. Okay, I've never heard of them ones.
They do some really good tobaccos, but I have heard on the grapevine through Instagram and stuff that they're closing doors. I don't know whether that's completely or whether it's just their shop, their online shop, because they have their own online shop. I don't know whether it's that's closing. But
they don't produce a lot though, do they? 5 pawns each flavour. I think they produce 1,500 bottles of a year. Sort of thing.
It's not like a net tobacco type, is it? Because I know they do the.
They one of them they do in a barrel. I think that's the one that Kieran's got. They're doing like they finish it. They finish it in a whiskey barrel.
Oh, okay.
It's definitely one I want to try, but it's trying to get hold of it. It's not
expensive.
cheap.
It's expensive liquid crack. That is. I think that bottle there, 60 ml glass tincture bottle, cost me 60 quid.
Yeah, it's not cheap stuff.
Wow.
5 pawns have been around some time as well, though.
Well, the website's still up. So
yeah, I think they're slowly closing it down. It was something on it. I read it on Instagram. I think it's slowly being phased out. I don't know whether it's just the actual website that's going, or whether it's the whole stop.
Yeah, that would be typical. Find a not really nice tobacco that I like and go, yeah, stop now.
There you go.
Spend £60 on a bottle and not like it. Could you imagine that?
There we go. Craig D's in it. It's only the online shop. They're still selling manufacturing and selling to legal states and other countries.
Yeah, American, yeah. El Tobacco Brazilian, Kingside Tobacco Burley, and
it is something I'm looking at.
Tobacco Havana.
It is one I'm looking at getting the range, but it's one of those I'll have to save up jobbies because obviously the one that Kieran's got is not a cheap bottle.
I know Just Juice do a nice sweet Cubana. That's quite nice.
That one is a good one.
I always
they
found
did a couple of good ones.
They were quite coily killers, especially on the fruity flavors.
Yeah. But I've only tried that one on, like I said, Nick Salt. I haven't tried it on short fill in a
Felony. I've not actually. I've only tried one Felony so far.
Spearmint Chew.
Yeah, I've got to find it. I think I put it away. Yeah, Spearmint Chew. I think I put it away because I was taking photos of it the other day. So it's gone back.
That one's a good one.
Yeah, that one.
I've got it in salt.
I do need to get the rest of them because I want to take photos of them because I love the designs on the bottles.
I've got a funny feeling I know who that Facebook user is.
There was a one I went through a phase of all of vapes at the time. Fresh Vape Co. Which one was it now? Urban Avenue. A blue raz and grape. I went through a phase of having that.
Felony.
Where's mine?
Just a black hat.
Just a black one.
Just a black hat.
Well, I've got.
Hey.
Typical. I was saying to Kurt, and that during winter when I really needed a hat, I knew I've got this. Couldn't find it anywhere. As soon as it started getting sunny and that, oh look what I found.
Yeah, I missed the boat on that one. I joined the Laid Back Vape show late. I missed the boat on that one. But yeah, Felony is another range that I want to try, and yeah, they do snapbacks. Kieran's got on.
I quite like some of the. I was on the King's Custard website. Some of their snapbacks are quite good.
I've got one. I've only ever managed to get hold of one. They don't stay in stock very often.
No, because they're all sold out. Because it was the Shamrock one with the OG in green and the little Shamrock on the side. Because although my wife would try and nick that because all her family are Irish and she loves everything Irish, so she'd probably end up nicking that. Although she'd never wear it, but she'd still nick it.
So we've done device, we've done juice. Have you got a favourite coil maker, or are you just do you do it yourself?
Oh no, I did try having a go. You know, twisting the wire around and doing all that business, and that didn't quite work out. And then I was watching a few of Twisted Mess's videos and proper cause videos. You know, where they've got the drill out and they do. I thought, well, with my fucking shaky hands, I've got no chance of trying to do anything with. So no, but I mainly, obviously, I mean, not just because he's a sponsor of the Laid Back Vape Show, but normal calls I normally just get off calls by Scott, but time to time I do use proper calls as well. But obviously, there's a lot
proper
more.
coils are good. I've got some Scott's coils. The MTN coils are quite good as well.
I did not, and Cloud Cartel, that they were quite good, but obviously he's closed down now, so he's not.
They were brilliant. Luckily I've got a couple of sets still.
It's a shame because he's a really nice guy, Sloan.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's lovely.
So I mean, 9 times out of 10, I'm a stock call wanker, but I do like calls.
Stock oil wanker.
You'll have to go back, Dean. I'll send you down with some money. If my wife's not watching,
just send him on. Send poor old Dean on a jolly.
Just to go get some hats.
I'll go with him. Day trip to Southend.
He's trying his hardest, bless him.
I've not seen any of the new flavors myself, personally, but I know they've got the salts out now. There's a couple I want to try. I really want to try the Spearmint Chew in a salt. That is like my.
Honestly, it's really nice.
It's my go-to. I want to try it in a salt. If it's as good as it is in the short fill,
I have it somewhere. I don't know where.
So yeah, no, it's only a 5-hour drive. Exactly, we can do it. We can do there and back in 10 hours, mate. We'll be fine.
Yeah, just down the road. That's right.
Well, 11 hours. Hour in the shop.
Right, yeah, 11 hours then.
Yeah, to get all the way down there and find out. No, we ain't got none.
No, we don't. We're not selling them.
Yeah.
So Matt, if you're still in chat, we need you to come on next week, maybe the week after, and tell us about Felony.
Spearmint is very good. Got some beautiful information to tell you tomorrow, Kieran. And absolutely, of course I can. Yeah, come on the show. Come and speak to us, and we'll talk about all things Felony.
Fell on her knee.
Felony.
Fellaini.
What time?
Well, we get into chat about 6:30 and have a little pre chat before the show.
Yeah, it's a bit weird being this side of it. It's just like, I don't have to press anything or highlight anything in chat.
It's weird for me because obviously
I am disappointed though, Steve, that you didn't send us the toast song.
Oh yeah, I should have done that. I don't want to upset your viewers
our
anymore.
8 viewers, our 7 viewers.
No, that's stuck in my head again now.
Yeah, my wife used to love that, and now it's just like, just fucking stop it, man. It's only because, like, for the next hour or so, she finds herself humming it. It's just like... Yeah, I've got a mate in. Yeah, I've got a mate in Holland that was going to send me the proper translated words to that, but he hasn't got back to me on it yet.
Did he send you like a brief translation of it?
Yeah, a brief translation, but I think there are a few words that were lost in translation. It didn't really make sense, or if that was the actual lyrics, then the bloke who sings it, he's got to be living in Holland. He's got to be on the some of that stuff. So
he probably is.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Is. Just a lot of it.
I'm surprised if he lives anywhere near Amsterdam. I'm surprised. Lads holiday.
I'd kind of say he would be somewhere over there. or at least on that by the clothes that he wears.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever been to Amsterdam?
No.
Oh, fucking hell. Me and the lads I used to work with, I mean, I was 18 at the time, so it was a few years ago. We went on a lads' holiday there, and we come out the train station, and it's in a massive square. So obviously you got the trams and cars and that, and there's literally one side of it is like your normal shops. You know, they haven't got Marks and Spencers, but you know that sort of stuff. And the other side is the red light district.
Kieran will go next year.
It's an eye opener, especially when you're 18 and you're walking down there and you walk past these sex shops. It's
no
got
wives, no kids.
One thing in the window is literally like that. I was like, well, where's that going to go? Fucking hell. It's like, and then we were walking around and we went into this one place where because it was wasn't euros at the time, it was guilders or something like that at the time. And I can't remember what coins they were. And you went into one, it's like the video booth. So you go in the video booth, put your coin in, and it plays all the videos. We all went in, put our coins in the outside, all went in at the same time. And it was almost in perfect stereo. We were like, oh, fuck that. And we all come out because you did not want to, you just wanted to hover when you walked in there because it was just dry jizz. Oh, fucking hell, it's disgusting. It was disgusting. And then 2 o'clock in the morning, we one of the lads goes, "Oh, come on, let's go in this live sex show." And we'd all had a few grolshes and stuff like that. Went in there, and there was a curve bar right by the stage and an empty seat, and they sat all of us right at the front, so we were literally touching distance from the stage, and there are different people coming on, and it's just like you didn't know where to fucking look. I tell you, there was one couple right at the end, shagging in front of you, and the bloke looked like Mr. Motivator. He was just like, but he's going like he's giving it all that business, and he's chatting to his mates, sitting behind the bar, having a beer. He's like, "Oh, yeah, this is awesome. This is hung pop, yeah. Where is my toasting machine?"
That's a very good song. We've followed him on Instagram. He's a funny man. Weird.
I've got to admit, I still haven't done it yet. So.
Yeah, because the bit we play, that's not the full song. I think the full song's about 2.5 minutes long. It's just like, but I thought, well, copyright, so we best not.
Did you get what was sat at the front?
Yeah, fuck it. Oh,
When it's like that, pointing.
Yeah.
That extra little bit of thing.
More to the point, did you find out where it goes?
And stop to find out. It was really weird because you get sex shop, a greengrocer's, sex shop, and like, wow. I'll go and buy my dildos. Yeah, a bit aubergines.
It's a bit like Barnsley. You get tanning shop, sandwich shop, tanning shop, sandwich shop, tanning shop, sandwich shop.
Say that really fast.
Yeah, but saying that years ago on the main road from where I used to live in Solihull, there was the main Stratford Road all the way into Birmingham city centre. As you go up there, there was a pub on the corner, really nice, like proper old school pub. And next door there was a adult bookshop, and next to that there was a kids' clothing shop. And you were like, a bit dodgy about that, having a sex shop next to a kids' clothing store. I was like, dodgy as fuck.
Right, it is during time for us to go, so the Vapresso can do their live. I believe they are talking about the iTank 2 tonight. So I want to just say a huge thank you to Steve for joining us.
Thank you, Steve.
And a huge thank you to the guys in chat for keeping us entertained while we talk rubbish. And we will see you next week with hopefully with a special guest, Felony Eater. I'll put my teeth back in. It's been a bad day for talking today. And me and Steve will see some of you guys on Monday on the Laid Back Vape Show with our special guest, Flat Cap, isn't it?
Yeah, Gaz Cat Flap.
Gaz Cat Flap.
Yeah,
that one.
So that's just it's me signing off.
A little outro. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Ciao for now.
Säga att din lova inte säga inte en string. Bäst att lära mig hedersord. Inte en string, mamma eller pappa. Aldrig säga till lovar.